Hi guys, today I'll be giving my full card predictions for UFC 327 Procházka versus Ulberg. And in the last UFC card, we did pretty well. We went 9-4, only got 4 wrong picks, but I feel like I could have done a lot better. Um, I am going to try to do a lot better in this card because I feel like I didn't do that much research on the last card. So in this one, I am actually going to do a lot of research, and I've already done a decent amount of tape study before this. So I am pretty confident in most of my picks. Though for some fights I didn't do some tape study because I do think they are easy picks. So yeah, before I even start this video, I do suggest that you guys watch the entire video in its entirety so you guys could actually listen to my detailed explanations instead of actually just skipping and trying to get the picks. It would just be easier for you guys to actually like make your own predictions if you listen to my explanations. But yeah, that's just me. If you guys want, you can skip around the video. I don't really mind. And if you guys can, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me, and it really keeps me motivated to push out really good content for you guys. And yeah, let's get it started. For the first fight, we have Charles Chuck Buffalo Radtke going against Francisco Prado. Now, Charles Radtke is a good all-around fighter. He has pretty good boxing. He has a really good high guard. And he has really good grappling and jiu-jitsu. He's a really high-level fighter. Not high level fighter, but like he's just a good all around fighter. He had a really impressive showing against Daniel Frunza, which really impressed me. He would easily take down Daniel Frunza and almost got a round 1 submission against him. But Daniel Frunza is kind of a dog. He was trying to survive his best and was able to not get round 1 submitted. But in the later rounds, he just didn't have enough dog in him to survive. In the third round, he did get rear naked choked. And against Mike Mallet, it was weird against Mike Mallet because against Mike Mallet, he didn't really try to go for any takedowns. And he was just trying to go for like it was just kind of like a stand-up boxing match where he was obviously losing, but he wasn't looking like the worst, but he did get caught in the second round, which he is kind of chinny. And then against Matthew Selmsberger, he easily knocked him out. This guy's a very low-level fighter. And he obviously lost to Carlos Suarez, so he doesn't have the worst losses, but he also doesn't have the best wins, honestly. And I think Francisco Prado is going to be one of those not the greatest wins, because Francisco Prado, even though he is quite young at 23 years old, he's not that good. I don't think he's UFC level. His win against Admin Azatar is not that impressive to me. He had a split decision against Nikolai Vershinnikov, and the only reason it was a split decision is because Shitnikov kept giving his back to him when he kept giving his back to Prado when he kept going for those shitty ass spinning wheel kicks that were never gonna hit. Literally never. If he didn't do that, Vershinnikov would have got an easy decision, maybe even knocked out Prado. But no, he kept going for those shitty things and he would keep letting Prado take him down. Very disgusting performance by Vershinnikov, but he still got the win. He lost to Jake Matthews by pretty dominant decision and Daniel Zahuber, which is not that good, and he lost to Jamie Malarkey. So he does lose to these half-decent, not really high-level people like Charles Radtke. And I do think he's going to lose this. I think Charles Radtke is better everywhere. I think he's better jiu-jitsu. I think he has better wrestling. And I think he's the better boxer. And he does have the advantage here. He has the reach advantage, not the height advantage, but it doesn't really matter here because he literally has the reach advantage. So I do think he's going to outbox Francisco Prado, who is the grappler. And I think if he wants to take this ground, I think Charles Radtke would just do better on the ground. I think he has pretty decent scrambles. I think he'll beat him on the ground. So yeah, it's a pretty good confident pick on Charles Radtke. And I do think he wins this by decision because Francisco Prado has good shin. He has good ground game. So it'll be hard to submit him or knock him out. So yeah, pretty easy decision for Charles Radtke. He should do this by dominant fashion. And in the next fight, we have Kelvin Gastelum going against Vicente, the silent assassin Luque. Now, once upon a time, man, Vicente Luque used to be that guy. He would walk people down. He was walking Bilal Muhammad down. He was walking Jalen Turner down. This guy was good, man. He was really good. He was beating Tyron Woodley. He was beating Michael Chiesa. He was beating everybody. He really was good. Until Jeff Neal killed this guy. Jeff Neal absolutely murdered Vicente Luque. And that kind of I think he got like brain damage or something wrong happened with him. Then he did end up getting a win against Dos Santos, but he's like an old fighter. He just doesn't look like a high level fighter anymore. He lost to Buckley, he lost to Holland, and he got raped by Alvarez. And Alvarez got dominated by the Armand Sarukian, so it's kind of weird. Even though I don't think he should have been at lightweight. He in this fight with Joe Alvarez, he lost everywhere. In the first round, he almost got TKO'd, but he said he got eye poked when he didn't. It was a legal shot. In the second round, he got 10-8'd. He was just getting beat on the entire time, making sure he didn't get knocked out. And in the last round, I swear to God, you could literally watch the fight. In the last round, he literally got sat on for 2 minutes. Nothing happened for 2 minutes. Joe Alvarez didn't just throw a single punch, and sorry, my bad. Vicente Luque didn't do anything. That was such an embarrassing showing by Vicente Luque. And that is the main reason why I'm picking Kelvin Gastelum. Because at least Kelvin Gastelum, it doesn't look the worst in his fights. He has way better losses against Joe Pyfer and Sean Brady. He beat D-Rod, who we saw beat Kevin Holland in his retirement fight. He did have a close fight against Dustin Stolfus, which isn't the greatest showing. But at least with Dustin Stolfus in the first round, he did get the takedown against him. But in the later rounds, Gastelum actually showed pretty good takedown defense and just ended up beating Stolfus on the feet like he should have. Plus Gastelum did take this on short notice. He was overweight for this, the fat boy. But I can't even blame him. He was like 6 pounds over or something, or 4 pounds, because he did take this on very short notice, like 4 weeks. So in a full camp, I do think he easily beats Vicente Luque. I just feel so bad for these guys. Mainly Vicente Luque. They're both out of their primes. Vicente Luque, if I had to pick both of them, both in the primes, I'm taking Vicente Luque, man. With the height and reach advantage, I think he would have pushed the pace on Gastelum and just got an easy, even in the 5-round fight, I think he would have gotten a decision. But sadly, this isn't the case. He has brain damage. He hasn't been looking the best. And yeah, for this one, I will be taking Gastelum by KO. I think he's the better fighter. I think he can knock out Vicente Luque with his looping shots. Yeah. I hope Vicente Luque wins. I hope these are one of the picks I get wrong. MarQuel Mederos, MarQuel Mederos going against Chris Taco Padilla. For this one, I didn't do much tape study because I don't really feel the need to. Because I really think that Chris Padilla easily wins this. I think this is a step down in competition for Chris Padilla. Because who was Mederos beaten, bro? Or even gone against? He had a split decision with Austin Hubert, which is such a bad win, bro. It really is such a bad win. Hubert is not that good. His best life accomplishment is going against a split with Alexander Hernandez, who's such a fraud, bro. He beat an old Diego Ferreira. He beat a chinny Chase Hooper. He beat an old Kurt Hollabaugh, and he beat a shitty Austin Hubert. Like, none of these ones are impressive. None of them are impressive. He's probably... I'm picking Rafa Garcia to beat him, even though he is a big favorite. I think Rafa Garcia... Nah, he probably beats Rafa Garcia. He's going to have even more padded record, bro. Bro, Alexander Hernandez is not that good. He's so bad, bro. But it's whatever. Mederos is even worse. I think Chris Padilla has fought better competition. I like his win against Bonfim. He looked amazing in this. I didn't really like the fight against Jai Herbert, but Jai Herbert's decently good level. And I think Jai Herbert is better than Mederos. I think he would kill Mederos. And he did have a okay win against Rongju. I just think this is such a step down in competition for Padilla, man. I think he's so much better than Mederos. I think he'll push the pace on Mederos. I think these are steal odds for Chris Padilla. I think these are insane steal odds. He has the reach advantage. Doesn't have the height advantage, but it's whatever. I like that he has a reach advantage. I think he pushes the pace on Mederos and just gets an easy decision win. Shit, maybe even knocks him out, but I will be going decision for Chris Padilla. And in the next fight, we have Tatiana Suarez going against Lupita Godinez. Now, this is another fight where I just didn't think I needed to do tape study because I really think Tatiana is a high-level fighter, and I don't think Lupita Godinez is a high-level fighter. But I do see some people trying to go with the sneaky Lupita prediction. I just don't see how. I might do tape study on this, but I really don't think I should. She didn't look the greatest against Weili Zhang, but it's really just Weili Zhang being Weili Zhang. She's a high-level fighter. She's literally the person with the belt. She's literally the champ. And I guess Amanda Lemos, she was doing good. She was about a 30-27 to her, but then she got carried away and almost lost against Lemos, but had a pretty good win against Andrade, a more dominant win than Lupita Godinez, and she beat De La Rose and Nunes. Not the greatest wins, but she can be low-level people if she needs to. While Lupita Godinez, I don't know, just doesn't look that good in her fights. She had a UD against Andrade. I mean, okay. I really think if she be on Andrade, I would actually be picking her, but she just couldn't. Like, we have Jasmine Jasudarvikas and Janon Yan finishing her. Like, come on, brother. Like, come on. Lupita Godinez lost to high level people like Mackenzie Dern and Verna Janaroba. She had a split decision with Tabitha Ritchie. Like, brother, come on. I think this is an easy win for Tatiana Suarez. Her only loss is such a high level loss with Wei Li Zhang. I think she's so much better than Lupita Godinez, and I think she's going to show that in this fight. Give me Tatiana Suarez by decision. Fuck. Alright, in the next fight, this is another mismatch in my opinion. We have Mateusz Gamrot going against Esteban El Gringo Ribovics. So I am going to be taking Gamrot in this thing, but nothing. He's just better, bro. The only bad loss he has is really against Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker literally looked the best in his career, and you could argue this is a robbery, but he was stuffing some of his takedowns, but Gamrot was getting some takedowns. He was stuffing it. He was getting back up on his feet. I just don't think Esteban Ribovics is going to be able to do that because he's not fought anybody at this high of a level. Gamrot has fought such high-level people in Arman Sarukian, Jalen Turner, even Dariush. Dariush is a high-level fighter, even though he is shinny. He's a high-level fighter. And so is Jalen Turner. He's also a high-level fighter. He got leg injury with Fiziev. He beat Ludovic Klein. Bro, before this fight, a lot of people actually had Gamrot losing this. But even though it says 76%, a lot of people had Gamrot losing this because Ludovic Klein had a 95% takedown defense. 95%. He would barely get taken down. And Gamrot just took this guy down like it was nothing, bro. He just showed this guy no respect. He was walking him down. He was just like bullying him. Kind of how Charles Oliveira was doing to him, bro. Like, it was basically like that. He did exactly what Charles Oliveira did to him. And I don't think Esteban Ribovics is a high-level fighter. I really, really don't think he is. I think his win over Elvis Brenner is so unimpressive. He got taken down so early in that fight in round 1. He did get back up, but if that's Gamrot, brother, you might actually like get round 1 submitted, bro. Like, come on. That was so unimpressive. He lost to Nasrat Hakasat, and he had a split decision with Daniel Zellhuber. These are such shit performances. I do not think this guy's good. I think he's a fraud. I think Terrence McKinney got frauded by him, but Terrence McKinney's a round 1 bust or not. I actually do need to rewatch this fight. But man, bro, like, he's just not that good, bro. Ribovics is not that good. I think Gamrot's going to do what he did to Ludovic Klein and really put the pace on him, not show him any respect, walk him down, and just get an absolute 30-27 masterclass. And I wholeheartedly believe that Ludovic Klein would easily beat Esteban Ribovics. I think he would murder Esteban Ribovics because he's not that good. He really, really, really is not that good. Unless he's made major improvements in his game, he's going to lose this because Gamrot is such a big step in competition. Like it was for Ludovic Klein, it's going to be the same thing for Esteban Ribovics. It's just too high of a level for Ribovics. He's not gone against such a high-level wrestler in Gamrot. And Gamrot used to be, or still is, probably considered one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler, in the lightweight division. He is such an amazing world-class wrestler, and it's just such a step up in competition for Esteban Ribovics. There just isn't a path to victory for him. There really isn't. He needs to keep this on the feet, but against Gamrot, it's basically impossible. He's such a high-level wrestler. I just don't see it happening. All right, in the next fight, this is one of my close picks. We have Kevin Trailblazer Holland going against Randy Rude Boy Brown. Man, okay, I'm gonna give you my breakdown with this. So with Randy Brown, his loss against Gabriel Bonfim was against someone around his size, where he's technically still had a crazy reach advantage against Bonfim. Bonfim's okay. He's not the worst. He's not the best. He's okay. He's running against Bilal. He's gonna get murdered by Bilal Muhammad. Oh my god, is that actually happening, brother? Oh my god, Bilal better fucking murder this guy. But yeah, Bonfim's not the greatest. I do think he's a little overrated. So I don't really rate this loss for Randy Brown. But in the fight, Randy Brown just was not checking those calf kicks. He really, really wasn't. He was letting Bonfim gain those calf kicks on it, and it was really wearing down Randy. And that just kind of led to his demise, I would say. It kind of, because he was hitting his lead leg, and that just kind of like ruined his momentum. and the way he was fighting. He was letting Brompham kind of walk him down. He was getting walked down the entire first round. Then in the second round, he just fell into something. And since Randy Brown, I believe this guy's so chinny and has no gas tank, he just got knocked out by Gabriel Bonfim. Now against Nicholas Dabley, he did have a little more motivation to actually like knock this guy out, because Nicholas Dabley was talking shit to him. He was pardon me. He was saying some. He was just saying that he's like some dirty African eye poker or something. I don't really know, but Nicholas Dabley. This is not an impressive win to me. He's 40 years old, brother. He's 40 years old, man. Not an impressive win for me. I just don't rate that win at all. I think Nicholas Dabley in his prime would have easily beaten him. But again, that was against a smaller, older guy. Remember that. He beat smaller, older guy. And against Brian Battle, someone who's around his size, he lost. It was a split decision, but I do think Brian Battle won that split decision. I think he lost first round against Randy Brown. I think Brian Battle pushed the pace against him in round 2. And I think in round 3, you could say that Randy Brown did more damage. But he just didn't do anything. He didn't have the bigger moments. He was getting controlled by Brian Battle most of the time. And Brian Battle just wrestle fucked him. And he just Randy Brown just didn't show any type of urgency against Brian Battle. He really, really didn't. And I don't think he wins this fight against Kevin Holland, because his wins are so unimpressive. He's always beaten these smaller. Okay, I guess Dos Santos isn't that small, but these older, smaller people. With Muslim Salikov, he's not that small, but he just had an insane reach advantage. And brother, he's 39. He was turning 40. This was before Muslim Salikov turned 40. I don't think he will beat Kevin Holland, because this is the first time he's ever gone against someone who has a reach. He has a reach disadvantage. He's going against someone around his size. Randy Brown has never gone against someone at this level Kevin Holland's actually a decent high level. I think Kevin Holland actually beats him, because at least in the recent fights, against Mike Mallet, he was beating Mike Mallet. He was actually beating Mike Mallet in the first round. He was looking good against Mike Mallet. Was about to fraud Mike Mallet until Mike Mallet got 2 groin shots on him, which was hurting him really bad. And then he was almost about to quit, because it looked horrible, bro. I didn't even think he was gonna continue to fight, but he was able to push through it. He can't really score the fights. He looked decent in the 3rd round, but 2nd round he just got raped because his cock was hurting. Cock. And D-Rod, he got dominated. This was a bad performance. And Vicente Luque went and Gunnar Nelson and lost to RDR. But he just had such a big year, I would say. He had 5 fights in 1 year, which is kind of crazy to me. So I do like that he is taking some time off to actually let his body take a break to recuperate, recharge, and reset for his fight against Randy Brown. And I just think he has every advantage to win this. I think Kevin Holland is better than Randy Brown. Randy Brown has no gas tank. He doesn't have anything good going for him. Alright, pause. That sounds so bad. He's a good fighter, but he just hasn't the greatest wins. And even if he beats Kevin Holland, it's not even going to be a good one. Let's be real. Kevin Holland loses to everybody. But I do think Kevin Holland beats this guy. As long as Kevin Holland doesn't let Randy Brown get good counter lefts on him, I think Randy Brown will lose this. He's going against a taller, bigger guy for the first time in his career, and he's not a 40-year-old bum. Kevin Holland will win this fight, bro. And I think he wins it by round 2 TKO, because this guy is chinny and he does not have a good gas tank. I don't rate Randy Brown. I don't think he's that good. Kevin Holland is going to climb to 29-15, and he's going to go down to 20-8. Mark my words. Kevin Holland will be my first underdog pick for UFC 327. Now, Patricio Pitbull going against Aaron Pico. Aaron Pico get a round 1 fucking KO. He better knock out Patricio Pitbull. If he doesn't, he's a fucking fraud. He's a genuine fucking fraud if he doesn't round 1 KO this piece of shit. Oh my god, bro. This guy's so bad, bro. He's so bad. He beat Denny, but then he got dominated. He got fucked by Yair Rodriguez, bro. Aaron Pico is going to do the same thing, but he's going to get a round 1 fucking knockout. That's what I'm going with. I don't give a shit. I think Aaron Pico puts the pace on him. I think he's going to beat the shit out of Patricio Pitbull and actually show that he's a high-level contender. And I want to remind you guys that he was beating Lerone Murphy. So Lerone Murphy got that lucky knockout, spinning elbow to knock out Aaron Pico. I think most of us would actually get knocked out by that, but I feel like if you're high level enough, I think you won't run into stuff like that. But it happened. It's whatever. I think Pico is going to get a bounce back win with Patricio Pitbull, like the UFC is trying to do. They're trying to build up a high level contender, because he is a high level contender. He's pretty okay fighter. I think Aaron Pico should win this by dominant fashion. There's nothing really to say much here. He's just better than Patricio everywhere. He's a taller, younger, faster, snappier fighter. He's just better everywhere. He has all the advantages to win this, and he really, really should win this by a round 1 KO. So I am going to go Aaron Pico. Anything but a round 1 KO is embarrassing, in my opinion. But yeah, okay. In our next fight, we have Cub Swanson going against Nate the Train Landwehr. And I know it says I have Nate Landwehr winning. I didn't do tape study for this fight, and I actually will. But I'm going to go with Cub Swanson. I'm going with another underdog pick, and I really don't want to, bro. I really, really don't want to, bro. Cause this guy's 42 years old, man. Sorry, I'm really tired. I'm doing this for so long. Bro, Cub Swanson's okay. He had a split decision with Andre Philly, which isn't that good a look for Andre Philly. He could beat some bums. He actually has good KO power. The thing with Nate Landwehr, he's so chinny, bro. He's one chinny motherfucker, bro. Especially recently, his chin has been getting like fucking. Even fucking Julian Erosa got a flying knee against you, bro. We just saw this guy get killed by Larian Douglas. Holy shit. But I think Cub Swanson is the better fighter. It's just if Cub Swanson is too old to fight. That's really what it is going to be. I think he's just the better fighter than Nate Landwehr. And maybe if Nate Landwehr was like 33, I'd pick him. But he's still 37. Like, he's old as well, bro. And he lost to Dan Ige. But I'm pretty sure Dan Ige actually knocked out Cub Swanson. So this is actually a weird fight for me. And Landwehr actually does have some weird wins in 2022 and 2021. Where he beat Ludovic Klein and David Onama. But he loses to Dan Ige. So, like, I don't know. I need to watch this guy's losses. I don't really know much about him. He does come in here with the reach and height advantage like he usually does. But he usually loses to... Literally, the only reason I was picking this guy is because he was the younger guy. But now that I'm looking at it, he's turning 38 soon, and it's a 4-year difference. 4-year difference, and Cub Swanson has the better fights. He arguably beat Andre Philly, honestly. Who almost beat Jose Delgado. Not the best look by Jose Delgado, by the way. I think people just picked Jose Delgado to win because he looks so good against Wood. You know, just Wood does. But yeah, I'm going to pick up Swanson. I don't like this pick. I'm going to do more research on this so I can actually get a good pick here. I really, really, really do not like this pick, bro. Because I hate going for old people. He trains with He fucking trains with Elite Supporter. He's going to fucking win. Get me the fuck. You motherfucker. What the fuck's happening with my mouse? You piece of shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm going to go with Cub Swanson by decision. I know it says Landwehr here, but yeah. For now, it's such a close fight for me. But it's really just going to be who's the better fighter, and Cub Swanson is the better fighter. Though I do hope Nate Landwehr wins so we can even up their records. But yeah. In the next fight, we have Dominick the Devastator Reyes going against Johnny Walker. Dominick Reyes, in his fight against Carlos Ulberg, bro, it just didn't look like the Dominick Reyes I knew, man. He just gave Ulberg way too much respect, bro. I think he could have made this. I think Ulberg still would have won, but I think he would have made this a much more competitive fight if he actually just like was pushing the pace on him and just fought like the Reyes we know, man. Like that ass. It just didn't look like the normal Reyes, but Reyes has been looking good against his fights. Other than that, he beat Krylov pretty good. He beat Anthony Smith pretty good, and he beat Dustin Jacoby, which I rate a lot. I think Dustin Jacoby is actually pretty good level guy. I think he's like the gatekeeper of light heavyweight. If you're not good enough to get past him, then you're dog shit. Basically how it goes. And Johnny Walker getting the win he needed against Zhang. If he didn't get this win against Zhang, he was probably gonna lose. He was probably gonna get cut. I can't lie. Like he knew he needed to get this win. And when Walker was crying for him, I was dying, bro. Because he knew he needed this shit. It was hilarious. Got the win against Zhang. Was really putting the pressure on him. Was getting insane calf kicks on him, and Zhang wasn't really checking them, so that really just did end up being his demise because his leg literally just turned off, bro. He just fell to the ground, and yeah, it was a pretty good ground and pound by Johnny Walker. He did lose against Volkan Ozdemir and Magomed Ankalaev, which are two decently high level people. Ozdemir is a little out of his prime, but he could beat low level people. So yeah, this is a pretty close fight. I know Johnny Walker has the height and reach advantage, but I'm still gonna go with Dominick Reyes. I think Dominick Reyes is the better overall fighter, I think he's about more rounded fighter. I think Reyes is gonna knock out Johnny Walker in the first round. No, in the second round. I'm gonna give Johnny Walker a little more props. I think he's gonna knock out Johnny Walker in the second round because Johnny Walker just has more of a glass chin than Dominick Reyes. Because at least Dominick Reyes' knockouts are to Yidi, Jan. I don't count that. Carlos Ulberg, he is chinny, but I think Walter Walker's chin moments are way worse, bro. Like, way, way worse. So, yeah, I am going to be going with Dominick Reyes by round 2 KO just because he is the better all-around fighter. He beat John Jones. As long as he doesn't give respect to Johnny Walker and he just starts trying to walk him down and just doing what he does, I think he just beats Johnny Walker. Though this is going to be a funny fight, though, if Johnny Walker just does some bullshit like he does. Alright, in this next fight, we have Curtis Razor Blaydes going against Josh Hokit. This is such a weird fight for me because I do feel like Curtis Blaydes has every advantage to win this. He has the height advantage. He has the reach advantage. He has the experience. He has the wrestling, and he has okay striking. But he looked so mid against his fight against Kuniev, bro. He looked so mid against Kuniev. But apparently he did tear his left ACL. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but apparently he did tear his left ACL. But he looked so mad against the fight. I think he lost that fight, but he was able to dog it out and still get the win, I guess. But against Josh Hokit, I think this is just a step-up level competition for Josh Hokit. Plus, I didn't really like how Josh Hokit was just like putting insane pace against Denzel Freeman. Because I don't know if he could genuinely keep up that pace for at least 2 rounds. Because if he could keep up that pace for 2 rounds, and Curtis Blaydes doesn't do something insane to steal a round from him, I think Josh Hokit could win a decision here by just like wrestle fucking him in the third after getting 2 early wins. So this is kind of weird for me. I do think Curtis Blaydes can lose this, but I don't think he will. I think Curtis Blaydes is young enough. He's 35. He's really not that old. He has the height and reach advantage. I think he's just gonna show levels to Josh Hokit. It's gonna be sad. I really like Josh Hokit. He's a funny guy. I hope these are one of the picks I get wrong. I am going to do a little more research on this because this is one of the closer fights. But yeah, I'm going to be picking Curtis Blaydes to win this because Josh Hokit, I just don't know if he can keep up the pace. I need to watch more of his tape and a little more from Curtis Blaydes. But mainly Josh Hokit just so I can see how good his cardio is. But who knows? He might be able to keep up that pace for 3 rounds and beat Curtis Blaydes by 30-27. I don't think he'll knock him out. Curtis Blaydes actually has a decent chin. Oh, it shows this, but he actually has a decent chin, brother. He actually has a decent chin. He's not as chinny as it shows. I don't think Josh Hokit will knock him out, bro. Especially with this such a crazy reach differential, it'll be hard to knock him out. He's chinny, but he's not as chinny. He's not like Dominick Reyes or Johnny Walker chinny. He's not that chinny. Alright, for the co-main, we have Azamat, the professional Murzakanov, going against Paulo, the Racer Costa. This is the closest fight on the card, and it doesn't really show in the odds. These should be pick'em odds. They genuinely should be pick'em odds. Azamat Murzakanov, such a one-dimensional fighter, bro. He's so one-dimensional. I still think this is a lucky knockout against Alexander Rakic. I feel like if Rakic just did what most people should do, just literally a leg kick and put the and just counter him, I think he would have won, but he didn't. He got caught and he got knocked out because, bro, Azamat has some power in his hands. You know, he's a very strong guy, very strong Russian. Beat Brenson Ribeiro, beat Alonzo Minefield, and had a decision against Dustin Jacoby, who's also sorry. Dustin Jacoby is also quite one-dimensional. Let me take care of Devin Clark, but he was losing this fight against... I don't want you guys to forget this, by the way. He was losing this fight against Tefon Enshkowicki. I'm just going to call it Enshkowicki. He was losing this fight, bro. And yeah, Enshkowicki did get fed to Azamat and Carlos Ulberg, but he was losing this, man. Carlos Ulberg made Enshkowicki look like some light work, bro. Literally light work. He packed him out so easily. On the scorecards, I think they did give Azamat the first round, but he was losing the second. He was going to lose the third, but he got a very lucky flying knee to knock him out. I feel like if Tefon Enshkowicki just put the pace on him, he would have frauded him, but he really couldn't. Brenson Ribeiro couldn't beat him. because he was just pushing the pace on him. I think he'll show a lot more respect to Paulo Costa than he does to his usual fighters. Plus, in Paulo Costa's recent fight, he looked very, very impressive against Roman Kopylov. I was extremely impressed by this performance. He really, really did well against Roman Kopylov, against a decently higher level striker who had the reach advantage. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so tired, man. But really impressive win by him. He had really good leg kicks. It was really putting the pace on Kopylov in the second and third round. And was just wobbling him a lot. And the thing with Azamat Murzakanov, he kind of goes against chinny people. The people he can't chin, like Dustin Jacoby, and some random people like before these, are some people who are really not that chinny, are hard to chin. And I do not think he'll chin Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa has a really, really good chin. It took a prime Israel Adesanya with his big ass titties to knock this guy out. It took a roided up Izzy to knock this guy out. And the only reason I'm picking Azamat Murzakanov is because I do think he's going to be pushing the pace in this fight against Paulo Costa. And Paulo Costa is moving up a weight class, which does scare me. But he's moving up a weight class. He's going against someone where they're both kind of stocky. Paulo Costa is 6'1", but this is the first time, literally the first time, Murzakanov is going against someone who has somewhat of the same reach. This guy is always going into his fights with someone who's like has like an insane, like a 7-inch reach advantage, a 6 reach advantage, a 5 reach advantage. This is like the first fight where he's finally going against someone who has like who's like somewhat of same like reach. So I think Azamat will win this. He has decent body shots. He has a good jab. He has a good takedown defense. He's just so one-dimensional in my opinion. If he beats Paulo Costa, he's not beating anybody else. I think he'll lose his next fight and lose his O. He's very old. He's turning 37, and Paulo Costa could easily win this. I might actually switch to Paulo Costa dog if I can. I really, really want to, because it would be such a good dog pick to have. And I'm gonna do a little more research. But for now, I am going to be picking Azamat the professional Murzakanov to win this and beat Paulo Costa by decision. I don't think he'll knock out Paulo Costa. I think this is going to be somewhat similar to with the Dustin Jacoby fight, where it's just going to go to decision. And for the main event, we have Yuri Procházka going against Carlos the Stripper Ulberg. I'm coming! Yuri Procházka, the GOAT. I'm just gonna straight up say my pick. I think Yuri Procházka round 4 knocks out Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg is one chinny motherfucker, bro. This guy is chinny, bro. The fact that people don't see this, bro, this guy is chinny. He got chinned by some random black guy, bro. What was his name? Kennedy and Chichouku. Like, brother, he's not that good. He beat Dominick Reyes, but not impressed me. I think Dominick Reyes would have made it a closer fight if you actually just put the pace on him. He went to decision with Jan Blachowicz, who's actually okay, but he's 40 years old. He's a little washed. And a washed Ozdemir, and the rest of his wins are bummy and not that good. While Yuri Procházka, even though he did look shaky against Khalil Rountree, he still got the win, bro. He still knocked out Khalil Rountree. Like, Khalil Rountree, in my opinion, is like close. He's close to Carlos Ulberg. I think Carlos Ulberg will still beat him by a decision. I think he would make a split decision with Ulberg. I think Khalil Rountree is pretty good. I think Jamal Hill is still pretty good. He's only 12-4. Has some really high level losses. Except for Paul Craig, that's not the high level of a loss. I can't lie. But yeah. He just gives way too much respect to Alex Pereira, and that's really why I think he loses a lot to Alex Pereira. But other than that, he just put the pace on everybody else. He was literally the champ at one point. And I just don't rate Carlos Ulberg. He's a 35-year-old stripper. If you guys heard that right, he's a fucking stripper. Like what's his name? Michael Morales. These guys are both fucking zesty weirdos. My God. I think Yuri Procházka is gonna beat the shit out of him. He's gonna get the knockout. He's a dog. He's like Mason Jones and Chris Duncan. They're just all three of them are just fucking dogs. They rather just keep fighting until they actually get knocked out, bro. And that's what he's gonna fucking do. Carlos Ulberg is gonna need the knockout here, and I just don't see it. I really, really don't see it. Like, when was the last time this guy went against someone with an 80 reach, bro? An 80 reach, like. Never, brother. This is gonna be a hard fight for him. He hasn't really gone against someone with the same archetype or fighting style as Yuri Procházka. And that's why I'm gonna go with him. He's a very, very good fighter. He's been locked in. Even though we did just see him on, even I don't know if you guys saw, but I did see him on the, what's his name, with Arman Sarukian on Aiden Ross's stream. I still do believe he's confident enough to go on that stream because he knows he's gonna win. I know he's gonna win. 84% of Tapology knows he's gonna win. 1,800 people. Divide that by that. That's at least 1,800 people that think Yuri's gonna win. And Yuri's gonna win this by knockout. He's gonna beat Ulberg. He's gonna beat him in dominant fashion. He's probably gonna lose all 4 rounds. And in the last round, he gets a fucking knockout. That's what Yuri does, bro. That's fucking what Yuri does. I'm going with Yuri. Round 4 knockout. He's the fucking GOAT. Don't shame on his name. And don't hate the game, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Yuri Procházka by knockout. And that will do it for my UFC 327 Procházka versus Ulberg predictions. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really, really, really means a lot to me, and I would really appreciate it. It keeps me motivated to try to push out better content and actually do more research on these fights so I can give you guys the best picks and predictions for UFC and other low-level promotions. But yeah, that'll be it for me. Yeah, that'll be it. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys have any video suggestions or anything you guys want me to predict, please ask me. I have a decent amount of time, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and God bless.